guys, welcome back. My name is Mrs. Keegan. This is my YouTube channel and channel discussing more about relationship. And when you talk of relationship, man, I need two people are connected. It can be in form of friendship, that is a relationship. Can be by blood, you are related by blood. Can be related by group, e.g. a tenant and a landlord. That is also a relationship that you have. So in most cases today, this is part B on how to deal with conflict between your mother and your wife. So this is very important, and men in the house should keep note of this so that whenever there is conflict in the family, please don't be a one-sided person. Don't just listen to your wife and you conclude, nor will you listen to your mother and conclude. These are the tips that you have to note. And wherever you are solving a conflict, please follow them. It will help you and ease the tug of war between you, in between you yourself. That do I now be on the side of my wife, or do I now support my mother? You are now in tug of war. Very important, sorry. So you should keep that in mind. So ways of resolving conflict between your wife and your mother. Number one, listen to your mother. So whenever there is a conflict, you are there. Listen to your mother. She will say all that it entails, and get in mind that she has the right to tell you her mind in front of your wife. She's your mom. After all, she's the one who gave birth to you and took care of you until you met that wife. So she has that right. So she's the one who brought you up. So you should have a listening ear to her. So she also deserves respect from you and your wife. So that's the first thing you have to do. Number two, listen to your wife. So in that case, after you being the first important person, you the first, the second in command is your wife. You also have to listen to her. She also deserves to be listened to and respected also. So in that case, listen to your wife as she also talks. Her opinions also have to be respected. So you go step by step. Number three, do not get overly involved. So when you have listened to the two parties, I'm talking to the men, when you have listened to the two parties, if the matter is not so much serious, please don't get involved into it. So minor things can be solved between the two. Themselves can solve that problem, and not you now getting involved in minor issues. So your wife and mother can solve minor issues unless there is a major issue that you have to be there. You will intervene and you solve it once and for all, and never give room for argument. So whenever you are there to intervene, don't give room for argument. Solve it once and for all if need arises. That is an important thing that you have to do. Number four, use your judgment. So in that case, after the two people have spoken, it is you is to judge. And in that case, judge wisely. So if that happens, decide whether to intervene or not. Those are your judgment. If the case is minor, you have to decide whether to intervene or not. If you have to get involved, consider the situation with calm mind and accordingly decide. So don't just judge by your emotions. You should accord a mind that is calm and you judge accordingly. That is the most important thing. And that is the step number 4 in solving that conflict. So you should have a calm mind, not calm mind. So you should be at least not too aggressive. So you should be calm when you are deciding or judging for the two cases, just like the function of the judge. You don't judge when you are too excited or too angry. Don't make decisions. Number 5, maintain a neutral tone. So when you are with these people, don't lean on one side. You should be neutral in the words that you are giving out at that point. Remember, one of them is your real mom and the other one is your real wife. You should be neutral because the two are looking at you, and each one expects something good, so not negative. So you should be neutral. So when you talk about this, you have to listen to the two or to both, then consider the situation and try to talk some sense into both. Talk something that is sensible to the two. That is very important. Do not use negative words with either. In that case, don't confront your wife in front of your mother, or vice versa. Don't confront your mother in front of your wife. Even if the situation is such serious, don't do it, because you now support your mother. How about the feelings of your wife? And she's there to stay the rest of your life. So at times, if the case is so serious, talk to them individually. Then you will bring them together. So that is the most important thing. Remember, you are the link that is supposed to offer help to the both, and they should respect each other. So you are the link in between the two. So that's why you should have to maintain that neutral tone. Don't shout when talking to your wife and you are resolving a conflict and then you talk to your mother softly. No, you should be neutral. I hope people are getting it into mind, especially men. Get that into your very important. Number 6, do not blame one in front of another. So you should, that's why I was saying, don't confront or give blame to your wife in front of your mom, or give blame to your mother in front of your wife. That will not sound good. You will be lying on one side. So in that case, do not over blame your wife in front of your mother, or vice versa. That is an important thing. Even though your wife is younger than your mother, that is a thing that you should get to know. But now saying those words that are negative too much will cause a lot of discomfort. And therefore, this is very sensitive. So your I now should be put aside, not your I, your ego. So when you talk about the ego, that I'm a man and this is my wife and she must listen to what I'm saying. This is my mom, she must. Put ego aside. This is something sensitive that can even ruin your own life as a man. So when handling those issues, put ego aside, listen to them, and use your own judgment, be neutral, and do all this. Don't blame one in front of the other. So that is very important that you should keep in mind. Now, last one, the last thing you have to do not encourage complaining. Don't encourage that. So, no matter the case that has existed when you are resolving that particular thing there, don't give a listening ear for arguments. I'm talking to the men. Don't give a listening ear for the arguments or complaints from either sides. So once you have solved something, it should be once and for all. Nobody else should be given chance to complain about what has been discussed about already. So in that case, if you give it a lending ear to listen to the complaints, you will be totally confused And in that manner, you will forget even yourself, and you'll be caught in a tug of war. So if you give that listening here, the other one here is complaining, the other one is here is complaining seriously. You have wife, you are mom. You give a complaining, or you lend a ear for complaints. You'll be totally confused, and in that case, you will be in a war inside yourself. Can I now give better judgment to save my wife, or can I give a better judgment to save my mother? So please don't ever give a lending ear, because these two people are looking at you. You are grown up, you can make decisions after a very long talk. So it is very important you follow all those steps. You start by listening to the mother, you listen to your wife, and it follows. So in that case, number 3, don't get overly involved. So if the case is minor, let them solve by themselves. Number 4, use your own judgment in that case. Then we also have the 5th, maintain a neutral tone. That is the most important thing. You should be neutral. Do not blame one another. So don't blame the other in front of the other. Then do not encourage complaining. Those are simple steps that you should use as a man when you are resolving conflicts between the two parties. Because being one-sided, you are creating chaos to you and your family at large. So please guys, if you are new here, consider subscribing by pressing that subscribe button. Like, comment, share. So it is very, very important. See you guys. Follow those steps.